Hi there. So today we are opening a new format of our videos. This is gonna last like 6 minutes, which covers the two encounters of Hedging with Jorge. Having said that, the subject of today is the third LME role, London Metal Exchange role, which is delivery. Okay, let's recap of what we have seen last week and step by step explain everything. So the first stage will be that you take a position on the futures market. In other words, you go for a futures date, you go long or you go short. So let's suppose that you go long for any day next week. Let's say for May the 7th. You go long of 1,000 metric tons, which is 40 lots of aluminum at the price of $2,400. Okay, so you do these transactions throughout your broker and you are long of 1,000 tons, 40 lots of aluminum, okay, at the fixed price of 2,400. 2 days before the expiry of this futures contract, you must decide what to do. There are two alternatives: or to close it or to take the delivery. When you close a futures contract, you do the opposite transaction. So you can just close it and pay the difference if you close it at the lower price, or take the profit if you sell your long at a higher price. Or you may roll it over, but it's a way to closing a long position. Remember, if you want to roll it over, you would lend that position, and we have seen that already. But let's focus on the other side. This one is called cash settlement, and what I am going to explain you is physical settlement. Physical settlement means that 2 days before the expiry of your long position, you call your broker and say, here's the money, boom, I'm not closing the position, I'm taking the delivery. The broker is going to deliver to you 40 lots of warrants. In other words, 40 warrants, because one warrant represents one lot, and one lot is 25 lots. 25 tons. Where are those warrants located? Where is the aluminum which I have bought? It's not in London. It is anywhere within the warehouses which are controlled by the LME. They are not owned by the LME, they are controlled by the LME. So they are somewhere over there. Yeah? Okay? Where are the warehouses? Normally they are in Australia, Oceania, they are in Europe, they are in Asia or North America. There are none in Africa, there are none in South America. Okay? Good. They are spread out over there. So now the thing, you can get warrants from anywhere. It's at random. But you won't use them in different warehouses. So you ask your broker throughout the system he has to consolidate all the warrants in one location. He can do that. When you consolidate, it depends. Perhaps you have 30 warrants from Rotterdam and 10 warrants from Japan, okay, from Tokyo, somewhere there. So all in all, there are 40, perhaps they spread throughout all their warehouses. But when the broker consolidates them, he would do that on the basis of where you need the commodity to be located. Let's suppose that you need the commodity to be located in Rotterdam, okay? So that very first transaction may represent a premium or may represent a cost, a premium in your favor or a premium against that, a cost or an income. Okay, that's very better expressed. there you have the very first element, cost, in addition to the $2.4 million paid for the 1,000 metric tons of aluminum. Remember that. So the very first cost is the consolidation of the warrants in one warehouse. But from there on, you have other costs, which one? The storage, the insurance, and in addition to that, the cost of the money you have paid for that. Okay? From the day one, it's a taxi. You start paying warehousing, which includes insurance, and of course the cost of the money from the very first day. So if you need the commodity to be taken out, depending where you need the commodity to be located, what you would do is to hire a forwarding company, what would the forwarding company do? To withdraw the material from the warehouse and bring it to you, to your port. All the expenses, all of them, from the day one to the day the aluminum arrives into your warehouse, represents a total cost. If the total cost, let's say, is $350,000, since we are speaking of 1,000 metric tons, yeah, the equivalent premium in this case will be $350 per ton. That's it. So you can bring the money with you. So that gives you the comfort that the prices of the premium values, the prices you are paying for the aluminum in addition to the basic value, which is the LME cost, in this example, $350 per ton, shouldn't be more than you are paying to the trader who's selling the aluminum to you. So that works as an arbitrage. That puts a limit to any cost a trader or another company would impose you as a premium on the metal. Because if its cost is much higher, you will bring the commodity directly from your purchases. That is the mechanism. But this works as a perfect arbitrage to the extent that most of the delivery are done throughout third parties. Okay? We are going to continue with this next week in Hedging with Jorge. See you.